Anyone above 9 or 10-year-old, a complete beginner, or even a non-artist can draw accurate outline using grid method. Even if you have never drawn in a very long time, you can still draw accurate outline using grid method. Hi, I am Anshuman. Let's learn grid method drawing. So basically we need to draw grid on reference image and proportional grid on drawing paper. Proportional grid means same number and in same proportion grid as reference image on the drawing paper. After both grids are drawn, we can look at each grid square as separate page and draw them separately. It's the same concept of dividing the big task into small tasks because doing a small task is comparatively easier. So to draw this proportional grid requires a bit of mathematical calculation. I turned this mathematical calculation into website. So all the calculation will be done automatically by the website itself. You just need to go to www.grid.figuredrawing.in and enter the details like upload the reference image, give the number of how many boxes you need, and then your drawing page length and width. That's all. Your website will give you grid reference image and it will also tell you what should be the dimensions of your grid on the drawing paper. At this point of time, there is one question that often arises, which I want to answer right now. How many number of grids are right number of grids? The basic answer is lesser the number, the better it is. It's because it's hard to erase the grid if there are too many. That's why it's also recommended to draw the grid very lightly. To determine the exact number, first decide what's the most important part of the drawing. For example, in a portrait, eyes, nose, mouth are most important. Then I make sure that at least one vertical or horizontal line is passing through the important parts of the reference image. Finally, it's time to draw when grid is drawn on both reference and drawing paper. For drawing this, you need the talent of figuring out half and the 1/3. For example, I draw this random line, I can guess that this should be the half point. On this line, these should be the 1/3 point. Now we have to use this talent to show the whole drawing. Let's look at the first grid, row 1, column 1. Let's observe where the reference image is interacting with the grid lines. Is it on half or 1/3 or half of half, which is 1/4? Mark the same interacting point on the drawing paper grid row 1, column 1. Then join the lines accordingly. Do the same process one by one for all the squares and the drawing is complete. I hope you learnt how simple the grid drawing method is. I have taught this grid drawing method to 5th and 6th grade as well, and they are able to do perfect outline. I'm sure you can do it too. If you need personal coaching, you can get in touch with me at this contact. I hope you have a wonderful drawing time. See you in the next video.